Hello everyone, it's Mrs. P and I am back to do my weekly budget. This is going to be our third budget for the month of January since our first budget started on December 28th. This will go from January 11th to the 17th. So I'm glad you're here. So far the month has gone pretty good. We've stuck to our budget. We haven't eaten out. We haven't spent anything on Amazon. I've resisted all temptations. One thing I've caught myself looking at was a new calculator. This is the calculator. It's just a cheap Amazon calculator. And it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's lost one of its little pads on the bottom. So when I use it, it like rocks and makes this awful clicking noise on the table. And it drives me insane. But like, I'm trying to be frugal. Trying to resist buying a new calculator. In fact, I was trying to think of something I could stick here to make the calculator not rock back and forth. I have some stuff at school I think will work, so I'm going to try it. To be determined. All right. So this week we are going to start. Let me hear. Oh, I haven't set anything up. Usually I have at least the date written there. I guess I am falling behind. All right, so this is going to be, let me zoom you in so you can watch me write with my really good pen I got from Amazon. This was a stocking stuffer from my husband. A lot of people have asked me, you know, where I got this pen. I got it from Amazon, and if you're interested in it, I'll send you the link. And I'm not affiliated. I make no money. All right, so this is going to be January the 11th through January 17th. Okay. All right. So I already did our what do you call it? Check-in. So I know that our rollover, I'm just going to put like a rounded amount. It's going to be around $350. All right. So I don't know what my husband's check is going to be, but I am anticipating somewhere at least $900. So that's what I'm going to budget there. And we have no extra income expected this week. So I'm going to go ahead and put that total of $1,250 there. All right. Now, I had said in my weekly check-in that the reason I held on to the rollover instead of doing a zero-based budget is because we would have some weeks, you know, coming up that would be bill heavy. Well, this is not the week. This is a light bill week also. In fact, we only have one bill coming out, the iRobot, for around $32. So it's actually next week where we get, you know, we have to pay our electricity, just some cell phone, things like that. So anyway, that's where we need to save up this rollover for. So 32 here, that leaves us $1,218. All right, so I'm going to move down. I'm going to go ahead and work. I've already figured out, you know, the sinking funds for the week. I did that. Actually, I do that at the beginning of the month, and I just figure out every week going forward. Now, I do sometimes tweak it, especially if we have some extra money come in or extra overtime. But this week, I'm really trying to not spend any extra or take out any extra that we really don't need. All right, so $1,218 goes here. All right, so our month ahead, that's for my summer funds. I am a teacher and I only get paid 10 months out of the year. So if I don't stick money up aside for that, then we don't have any income from me over the summer. Last summer, I was able to work summer school, and our county, our district offered like double pay for working that summer school. And I did take them up on that. In fact, a lot of people, it was kind of competitive to try to get those positions because it was paying so well. But they told us at the beginning of this school year that offer was not going to be available. In fact, some schools aren't even going to have the option of summer school. And I teach middle school, and middle school, if they have summer school at all, it's usually just for a week. So I would teach that if that's available, but it won't pay that much. All right, so month ahead, then we have sinking funds, which is not very much this week, $155. All right, then savings. We have a fully funded emergency fund. We have a buffer in the checking account, so we are not going to put any money aside for savings. All right, so this section is $305, and it will leave us with $913. Okay, so then I'm going to move over to my variable expenses. This is our cash envelopes. We use cash for everything except for gas. Gas is the one thing that I just use my debit card because in the wintertime especially, I'm doing good to stop and fill my car up in the cold. I don't like getting out. All right, so we're going to bring that $913 up here. And then I'm going to put in groceries. Now I am one of those people that can only do one thing at a time. If I'm writing, I can't talk. And if I'm talking, I can't write. So bear with me. I'm sorry. That's just one of my things. All right, so groceries, we're going to do $125. Typically, I budget around $150. And I mean, we're just a family of 3. We live in a small town. Prices aren't too, yes, grocery prices are expensive, but they're not horrible. And I'm very frugal. I know how to shop the sales, and we've got a pantry and a fully stocked freezer, so we are trying to eat out of that as much as possible. So groceries is going to get $125. Pet supplies, we are going to give $25 this week. We make our own dog food. We find that it is, it's better for them. They really like it, of course. And we have dogs that shed. So when we make their food, it just tends to cut down on that. They seem healthy. All right, so household covers everything from toothpaste to toilet paper, paper towels. I've mentioned several times that I know I've got to get paper towels at some point, but I'm still trying to stretch what we have and try to be frugal with them just to see if I can build up the household fund and just not buy anything. So we'll see how long that lasts. All right, Mr. P, he's going to get $20. I get $40. The reason I get more than he does is because he has like some apps and things that are subscriptions. Anyway, extra special things that are just for him that he pays for those with his blow money, and I just take it out of his blow money so that, we don't have to take it out and then put it back in to cover those expenses. All right, then Miss P, that's our daughter. She's got a social life, so she needs some extra money for, spending in the concession stands at ball games and things like that. She does do extra chores around the house. She's our garbage person, first of all. All right, sports events. This is just getting into ball games. So $20 there. Now, basketball season is, for the middle school at least, is getting ready to wrap up. We've only got like a couple more home games. Then we have like the conference and all that stuff. So that will be wrapping up and we'll go straight into soccer. All right, eating out. We are doing no spend January, no eating out. Let's see, we haven't eaten out yet. Let's see if we can stick to it this week. All right, gas, I'm going to budget $60. I need gas now, but I'm going to try to hold out. All right, and then unbudgeted. This is just anything unexpected that comes along. So far, we haven't had anything come up. I have really paid attention to our bank account. This is actually one part of the budgeting that took a while because you have subscriptions and things that come out that you forget about. And just when you think you got it down to perfectly, then you've got some kind of a yearly subscription you forgot about. So I always keep unbudgeted there just in case something comes up that we're not expecting. All right, so this category adds up to be $330 and leaves us $583 left over. All right, $583. Oh, I'm about to lose you. Here, let me zoom in a little bit more. All right, so $583. This is our debts. So this is credit cards. The only thing I don't put here is my car, and I've mentioned this before, but I had a few comments asking about my car, why it wasn't in the budget. But my credit union that we use, when we got the loan for my car, they offered an extra low interest rate if we had the payment taken directly out of my check. So I don't see the money at all. It just comes directly out of my check. So I don't put it in this line because then I would have to add income that I don't actually get, that doesn't, you know, that sort of thing. So instead of getting confusing, I just leave it out. All right, so one credit card that comes out is our Barclay, and that's going to be $77. And then the credit union card. All right, and the credit union card, that's going to be our next snowball. We're just about finished with the Discover card. We should hopefully, if we have some extra here, we should be able to put it toward the snowball, and then we'll get started on this credit union card. I'm excited. I'm sorry, I can't talk. I'm excited because we've had this credit union card just hovering around the same balance for a while, and I'm ready to get rid of it. All right, so right now I'm not budgeting anything for the snowball, but almost every week we have extra to put towards that. All right, so this section adds up to be $147, leaving us with a rollover of $436, which I am going to roll over. I will, if my husband's check comes in more than, you know, $900, then I will put anything over $900 towards this, and maybe a little bit extra. But right now I need to roll over as much as I can because next week's bills are going, well, not next week's, but the next week's bills are going to be a whole lot higher. And you will see that when we get there. All right, so I'm anticipating $436 to roll over. And that does it for this week's budget. So far, so good. I hope your budgets are doing good. January is the perfect month to, you know, kind of like have a fresh start on things. You know, as much as I love, you know, Christmas and things like that, I get excited for January because it's almost like, hey, you know what? We get to start over. We get a new year, make some good decisions. Maybe things can go better. All right. So anyway, this is my budget for January 11th through the 17th. And if you've got any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Other than that, I'm glad you hung out with me for this time to budget. But anyway, y'all have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.